So here we are once again in Clonlohan Cemetery. At this stage I should really invest in shares in it. But we're here today with Desmond, and Desmond has got, by any standard, a pretty interesting story to tell. So can you tell us about your links to Shannon and what you were doing here in the 1970s, Desmond?
Well, I was at St. Patrick's Comprehensive School.
Yep.
I came to Shannon in 1977. I had an interest in airplanes and used to spend a lot of time at the tower and the airport. I had found out about the airplane crash here. At the same time, my uncle, who had been in the war, in Second World War, and metal detecting, talked to me about it. I was interested, so he bought me a metal detector. And this was a place that I had to come to.
Yeah.
With the metal detector.
It's an idea I had thought of myself, but I never executed it. So just set the scene for us. We're back in the 70s. You've got this newfangled gadget that's probably the only one in the country at that stage with this type of a toy. And where did you start looking?
I used to look in backyards and you'd find coins. I'd look in old castles, anywhere where there had been group meetings or in towns and stuff. I used to work for the sports people who lost wedding rings. They'd call me and I'd go look for their wedding ring, and it was amazing. Well, after finding out about the crash, we basically stayed outside the wall in the field. We didn't know exactly where the plane had crashed, but we knew it had hit the wall. Yeah. So we just walked around the field and searched and found different pieces. That was 1979.
Okay, so we're at that stage then, that's 18 years after the crash.
Yes.
Yeah, so we were photographing the pieces earlier on, so obviously the amount of heat that was incurred on the night is extraordinary, because some of them, like this one, you can clearly see it's aluminum, as the Americans would call it. It is just a melted blob.
Yes. That melts at 660 degrees Celsius.
Okay, you've done your research.
Yes.
Yeah. Some of the other parts, obviously, it's clear that it is aviation-related material, because you can see these holes, I suppose, were created for the riveting process. And
the impact of it too.
Yeah.
Yes.
This, as I said to you earlier on, Desmond, in all of the years I've been researching, this is the only material that I've actually seen outside a coffee pot, which was given to me by John O'Connell, and that's relating to the 1948 Pan Am crash.
Wow. I'm so glad we got together for this.
Yeah. The one crash that I was always somehow looking for something from was the 1954 Dutch crash, the KLM Triton.
Okay.
And years on, I learned some interesting things about this. Do you remember a TV series in the 70s called Opportunity Knocks?
Yes.
Huey Green.
Yes.
Huey Green himself was with the Royal Canadian Air Force in World War II.
Oh, okay.
The landing gear, the nose gear of the Triton was actually bought by Huey Green, and that fact I've only uncovered in the last couple of months. So it is extraordinary.
That's brilliant.
We have photographed this earlier on, these parts, and we can do the overlays as we're talking when we edit the video. Just want to talk about this one for a second.
This one we found too. It's a spoon. I never changed its shape. This is the way it came. The funny thing on the back is it says TWA.
Yeah.
Not Alitalia.
We spoke about this earlier, but
yes, I talked to my sister who works in the airline and said that sometimes they do find different spoons from different airlines that just get mixed up in the cleaning process. Probably.
Yeah, it seems it does seem on the balance of it totally plausible that the airlines at the time.
Yes, and they all use metal.
They all used metal. There was no plastic used, so it's probably a 99.9% nailed on probability that even though it's bearing the TWA logo, that it's actually relating to this crash.
It was in this crash, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, we noticed this coin here. It looks like a
highly dented.
Highly dented, and I'm just making out the letters. I was coming across GINA, which makes me think it was Regina, but I actually think it's
something there.
There's the British symbol, Victoria. Yeah. I actually think this is the classical emblem that you see embossed on British coins. So I do think this is the British coin. Of course, the question is, and that is definitely Regina at the back of that.
Yes. It may have been on the plane, or it could
May
have
have been on the
ground
plane.
from somebody visiting the
Yeah.
cemetery. But
Again,
it's
a high probability that it is actually stemming from the crash itself.
yes.
So an absolutely fascinating collection here. I mentioned to you earlier on that in the early days of the compiling the documentaries, I had a communication from a father and son living in Carlow, which is in the Midlands for anybody that doesn't know Ireland. And believe it or not, the father was a retired APO, and they had the entire left wingtip of the aircraft sitting in their garage. So you can imagine if the crash happened today, everything would be sealed off.
Oh yes.
And that wingtip would be critical for the crash investigators. But again, we're dealing with a completely different time. And even though it was a DC-7, obviously they never got to the bottom of the crash, and there was no black box, there was no cockpit voice recorder, even though there was a very large crew on board, including one what's known as a check captain, which is a system of quality control. So why the crash happened with that level of expertise on board is forever a mystery.
Nobody will know.
Yeah, nobody will know. And it was only here last week that I had relatives of the Reiner family, and I've had a gentleman called Tony Rosso who has been in touch with me from Canada. Again, all of these people are very fascinating, but at the same time tragic stories to tell relating to Alitalia 618. And for these families, even though we're looking at just artefacts today from that crash, the effect of the crash on the families is just devastating. It's
everyone involved.
It's a turnpike in their lives. Yeah, every one of those. And you think of the Lisi family losing one son, and the Reiner family losing half their members. There was a family of 6; they lost 3.
Yes.
Tony Russo's grandparents, and they lost their baby daughter at the time, Antonetta. So the list just goes on and on. And some of the passengers on board the aircraft. I'm thinking of Giulia Pallavicini-Creel, who was connected to the Roosevelt political family in the States. That's a fact. And her father was Sandro Pallavicini, a Italian movie director. On her way back, she was only married about 2 or 3 weeks. On her way back to join her husband in the United States, in North Carolina, and for them to get the news that she was no more, that was it. It must have been the shortest flight in Alitalia history.
Yes.
40 seconds.
Wasn't it true? So
Ironically, the rescue helicopter is just coming over at the moment. I think he's trying to land in Shannon. So Desmond, it's been fascinating to be here with you and to have this, I suppose, a new addition to the chapter on Alitalia 618. It is fascinating to see this stuff. So it just proves that when you dig, that the past is always there.
It's down there. Yes, definitely.
So Desmond,
Yeah,
it's been a total pleasure.